Also, this game doesn't support controller. I have to play it with keyboard. The eerie tolling of the bell invited us into the cave, and we came upon a colossal temple carved into the face of the rock. I know this much. That sword is meant for me. Yeah, that's where he left off there. His name is Backman. That's the, our camera guy here that's trying to get some good footage for Shinra. Then he said the sword would return to him, even though it had never once been in his hands. Yeah, he's getting some funny feelings about that sword. Anyone could see that Sephiroth was acting strange, but we didn't have time to figure out why. Besides, I could barely contain my growing curiosity about this place. They carved this into the rock face. Seeing the structure up close makes me realize again how strange it is. You think it's strange? I find it captivating. I think I can get some great footage here. I won't get in the way of your job. Just keep your guard up. You don't have to tell me twice. Also, speaking of good music from earlier, this game has pretty good music too. Are you guys sure you want to keep going? Of course. My mission is to investigate the Forbidden Zone. I can't quit now. That's right. I have to film more. PR will give me an earful. Good, because I wasn't planning on abandoning the mission anyway. Then let's proceed. Got so confused and thought, why is the model train manufacturer in this game? They were just really big fans of that. Strange memories. Wait, I only have 2 free slots because it's the, yeah. Hold on. I can switch to story party for as long as I can. And Jiel's just gonna suck a little bit compared to Sephiroth. And then, when the going gets tough, then I switch to my free party. Didn't really need a free party, that one story segment. I wish it would stay complete no matter what, because it doesn't make any difference if you do a story alone segment, but whatever. Fun fact, do you know that when Titanic was in movie theaters, they actually told movie theaters to crank the AC during the sinking? Make the theater colder for immersion? I did not know that, no. This is the carven temple of Hodano. There are other temples like this, established in carved out rock faces or repurposed caves. Deep within are 5 statues that watch over this land. Even now, the saviors continue their vigil. Huh? How did I know that? It's not like I've been here before. It seems this place has taken a liking to you. We've got that in common. Watch out, here it comes. Yeah, so most of these story segments are going to be a whole bunch of battles with, like, random monsters, because it's, how it's designed is like mobile gacha game is. You get story in, like, little bite-sized segments. So I'm just going to let the game autoplay itself. Why not? Whatever happened to companies doing cool, pun intended, things like that? I mean, there's still, like, the whole immersive movie theaters and stuff. The whole 4DX chairs that move, so you could say that it gets more immersive in that sense. There's more stuff they do. Not even a temple is safe. They've been sealed away here for so long. It seems that made them even more ferocious. Yeah, or that too. All the better for us, right? What's a hero without a trial to overcome, eh? You get it, right? I don't care about heroics. I only want that sword. Let's keep going. I don't know what's waiting for us, so keep your eyes peeled. I assume this story ends with him getting the sword and becoming and Jiel becoming his new BFF. Maybe Genesis will be one of his BFFs later too. And all that stuff. Memories of Vigara. Let's go. Let's go do the thingamabob. If the USA was a fictional character, it would be Mr. Krabs. I mean, I was about to agree, but at the same time, in the one episode where Mr. Krabs sold off SpongeBob, he regretted his mistake and actually went to go get SpongeBob back. And I haven't seen it yet. I plan on seeing it this weekend. Apparently, the new movie is all about Mr. Krabs going to save SpongeBob. So if he needs to, he can look out for others and do what needs to be done instead of relentlessly pursuing profit non-stop. I don't know if that encapsulates the current US, all things considered nowadays. What is this? A monument? Is this an incantation? Or maybe some kind of cipher? I haven't seen these characters before. They might have been used here in ancient times. Everything is burning! What do we do? Don't give up. That Chow told us to keep moving north. If we follow his orders, it'll work out somehow. Right, then I believe in our leader. Yeah. Maybe they would look out for others if they truly made America great again. Noah. Another nuisance. Yeah, but we gotta deal with it. I know that can be misconstrued as well, so, you know, don't take what I said there too seriously. It's not like everything was all hunky-dory 80 years ago, because, oh boy, it sure wasn't. But, you know, don't get me wrong, it's been a while, but they are capable of it. Yeah, 80 years ago. That's almost the age of my truck. Or my truck's almost that age, I should say. What were those illusions? I feel like we almost saw something important. Speaking of, also, think about antique vehicles. I've been watching Fallout Season 2. In episode 1 of Season 2, I saw my truck. Like, not a Fargo. It was a Dodge, because obviously, like, the States, they probably wouldn't have had, like, a Fargo to bring onto the set. But literally my truck, like, the same model. I recognized the front grille. It was a segment where, Lucy was walking with the ghoul there. And they're, like, walking up to... They eventually reach this vault. It's, like, right before they're walking up to it. Right on, like, the left side of the screen. Like, you only see, like, half of it before, like, it goes to another shot. Like, it comes into about half of the front of the vehicle. It's literally my truck. Like, you can see the way that, like, the hood would open with, like, the clamshell there. You can see the lines of how it would open. See the headlights and the park lights the way they are. The front grille. Unfortunately, there was, like, a fence post that was blocking the front emblem, so you wouldn't be able to see, like, the front emblem that would say job rated in the case of a Dodge, unlike the globe emblem that would be on my Fargo. But I had to pause the show when I was watching it, and I kind of popped off a little bit at seeing that. So just thinking about, like, old vehicles from, like, 70, 80 years ago, I kind of popped off at, like, seeing literally, like, my truck in Fallout. So that was kind of cool. But 80, that's World War II, my guy. Okay, 79 years ago. 1946, after World War II through the 1950s. No, that, wait, am I losing my mind? About, war ended in 45. That's what I'm trying to parse through my head. That, I don't know why I saw 50s and I had 50s on the mind. I was like, what? No 50s? That's wrong. 1938 to 1945 was World War II. I'm pretty sure here. But yeah, only got involved in World War II because our ships got sunk. Ships and base kind of ravaged there and stuff. Though I could have imagined the US getting involved in World War II, despite that happening with a little bit more time, potentially. Incorrect? What about the ships being sunk? We were already involved? True, there was already support that was being given, just not directly involved. Cold involved rather than hot involved, kind of thing. But this is true, you are right. Yep, that is right. What were those illusions? I feel like we almost saw something important. So even in the early stages of the war, I know this because of, like, my own vehicle history. Vehicle production for, like, pedestrian vehicles was pretty much halted by that point because they were manufacturing military vehicles that were already being shipped off. Pretty sure here. Like, it's been a little while since I read up on it, but I'm pretty sure from when I looked into the history of Dodge Fargo there, I showed us a scene from when this land had just been engulfed in flames. The Chow, Molhan, Baltai, Gakuren, and Lido. The 5 swords of Igara. Though they bravely fought back the beast, the magic they unleashed engulfed our home. We fled. But yeah. War was 38 to 45. Pedestrian vehicle production was halted during that time. 46 and 47, they just fired up the old, like, pre-war plants and made pre-war vehicles again. And then the first true post-war vehicles, like, new designs after the end of the war that incorporated, like, wartime technology and advancements, came out in 1948. At least for Dodge Fargo. Like, maybe it was earlier for other corporations that weren't the Chrysler Corporation, but that was the way that was for Dodge and Fargo there. So the series that my truck was in ran from 1948 to 1953, and it was the first line of true post-war vehicles. One could argue that there was post-war vehicles in 46 and 47, but those are literally just pre-war vehicles being made again, just because they had like the old plants to fire up. It wasn't a new design post-war, so even though they're post-war vehicles, it's pre-war design. So I consider my truck to be in the series of the first true post-war vehicles. The very first of the first incorporation of the advancements that they had developed during World War II into pedestrian vehicles that the everyday consumer could use. That's what my truck is, which I find really quite cool, and I can't wait until the snow melts and I get the darn thing on the road again. That's what it says. Won't be on the road for Janland because stupid winter, but I'll probably have it at Megaland. So if I end up doing any more Final Fantasy VII stuff at a future Mega FPS event like Megaland, like maybe I'd play the episode Intergrade during Megaland or something, I don't know. I'll probably be there in my old truck. You can read that? Never seen it before, but I heard a voice in my head, like it was telling me what to say. Let's keep going. Statues of the 5 warriors should be up ahead. Might be able to tell us something, so what the heck? What's going on here? Backman has this land's favor. We'll be safe as long as he's with us. You have to be joking. If it helps us, I won't complain. See? Just go along with it. What have I gotten into? But yeah, as I understand it here, Sephiroth is probably like a late teen or early adult, something like that. But yeah, we built locomotives and sent them across the sea so they could have more locomotives for supply trains, and those locomotives were only meant to be functional for like 3 years and built so well that they're still used to this day on preserved railways. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Mortis here being our resident locomotive expert with history there, while I'm our resident Dodge Fargo expert in a similar time frame here. I can tell you all about that history. Unfortunately, we must have sent too many locomotives because we don't have many left. Car-dependent infrastructure lists high. We have a good amount, they're just diesel and electric now. Wartime, it was during the steam era. Don't have enough, one cannot simply take the train anywhere unless you live in New York City. Yeah, I've heard that train networks aren't super great in the US here. They could be better in Canada for like longer distances, but here at least like locally in terms of like cities, at least where I live, it's pretty good. We actually have like a really good like both bus and train transit system here. My cousin Tom that I play things like Elden Ring, Night Rain, and Monster Hunter Wilds with all the time. He doesn't have a license, he doesn't drive, he takes public transit everywhere, and he gets anywhere he needs to just fine. He lives close to a train station, and like he's never had any complaints. He's very quite content, you know. Cuts. Did Masamune do this? There's only one blade that could have done that. You sound so sure. A regular sword couldn't have cut so deeply into stone. I see. Do you think Masamune is the one who called us to this temple? With this... Masamune? My, what a wonderful sensation. Its will strives for greatness. Finally, it is complete. A blade to surpass all others. He's talking about the sword. Wonderful. So wonderful. Watch out. These are no illusions. But yeah, government subsidized highways and basically told railways to get out of the way in the 1950s. Is that how it went there? I don't know enough about US railways. What I did like when I was in Texas was the fact that you can ride the ferry to and from Galveston for free because it counts as like the highway network. Like it just counts as like official like means for people to take the roads from point A to point B. So, you know, here I'm used to like, you know, you take the train, you take a bus, you know, you pay the toll, and that's what's expected pretty much anywhere. You have like a bus pass or whatever the heck. But, so I was quite surprised when, you know, we went to go on a ferry and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just free. You can go to and from Galveston as you want. And I really like Galveston. Galveston was a nice place. quite neat. But yeah, so the ferries to and from Galveston just count as like the official highway network. It's all covered. And despite that, there's toll roads all over Texas, especially around Houston. So I find that really funny that there's some roads that you're not allowed to drive on unless you pay the toll. But yet the ferries are free. It's so funny how things work sometimes, I guess. Do you see how he was acting? It was like the sword had possessed him. Don't tell me that this is gonna reveal that, like, Sephiroth went crazy because, like, the sword possessed him or something. He poured his heart and soul into his work. Sign of a great craftsman. And now the sword has Sephiroth in its sights. You're saying the sword deceives people? That old man didn't know what it could do. I'm well aware. It's already been decided that I'm the one to wield it. You don't need to get so worked up. It's not just the sword. This whole place is trying to trick us. And it's our job to find out how, isn't it? That's alright. I'm counting on you guys. Come to Indiana, we have flat fields of corn. Stay back, Backman. We'll take point. Yeah, I don't have any intentions of going to the States for at least the next 3 years. It's kind of my plan. The 5 warriors. I don't have to wait for future updates. The story's already all out there as of like a few months ago. 'Tis all out. Zach Fair. Well, dreams of becoming a hero like Sephiroth. Passage of the Imprisoned. So these are the statues. We have corn. True. Okay. This looks like a temple you'd see in a Zelda game. One of those torches would totally be out and you'd have to light it to solve a puzzle. One who sealed the monster away in this statue is Baltai, a warrior of Igara. Doesn't look like the statue of a human warrior, does it? The statue is only meant to contain the beast sealed within. Baltai's power keeps it imprisoned, that's all. His strength was without peer, as was his love of drink. He spent half of his life in prison because of the trouble he got into. But Da Chao recognized his prowess and recruited him to combat the attacking fiends. Using his massive body as a shield, he protected his allies from their relentless assaults. He died at the age of 34. What? Thought that would happen. So did I, considering we need to have, like, gameplay and little snippets for the gacha game here. Well, at least when I move to Michigan, I can go see the locomotive they use for the model of the engine from the Polar Express because it's there. Oh, that's cool. That'd definitely be a cool thing to see. What a classic movie that is. Let me tell ya. That one be good. Gravaga. That's gotta just do like a percentage of health, right? That's gotta be the way that works. Surely. Right. It's gotta be what's going on here. Okay, skip all the stuff. Get a whole bunch of things. Well, actually where the movie starts. Okay, that's cool. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I figured there might be 5 to do, but if we defeat the creatures sealed within the statues, the inner door will open. And behind it, Masamune is waiting for me. And we're in for a fight. Okay. Something's off here. You guys don't feel it? Oh, we do. But it's not a bad feeling. You should try letting it in. Oh, he's totally dead. I don't know. I don't know. Sephiroth and Angeal have to live here for it to be canon. The other two can... the story can feel free to kill off. Oh, I'm actually going to explore here, it looks like. Okay. Time to move around. Gonna get a little bit more gameplay now. This is gonna be the case. 4 more statues. I'll leave the fighting to you two. You got it. You know, we had 3 party members at a time with First Soldier Episode 1. I understand Backman not being able to fight, but, you know, they have, like, the whole excuse of Alyssa being injured and stuff. But you would think that she would be, like, the one of the party members of First Soldier 1 where she'd be playable as well. Unless it is that these two bite the dust. Oh. In the statue lies the power of Molhan, another warrior of Vigara. The youngest of the 5 swords, the only woman. She was as fleet as a bird and could leap as high as a rabbit. She moved swiftly among Dachao's allies and relayed his orders during their battles against the creature. She died at the age of 17. We're up. Right behind you. Because yeah, the main character of the Polar Express, I believe, is intended to be a fictionalized version of the author of the original book. That's cool. I'm pretty sure I have that on a DVD somewhere around here. Obviously the movie, not the book, but you know what I mean. Volcanic swing. Raviga. Maybe it does a percentage of your health based on your weight or something. Gotta lose weight, Sephiroth. Been eating a bit too much. Get out of here, the tainted. Yeah, I'll just let the game keep on playing itself here. Okay. Let's see. Two of 5. Do I do the remaining 4 after that first one, just during this exploratory segment? Let's see. Oh, sweet. 5 bookmarks for when I read the Polar Express. Heck yeah. The seal on this statue was put in place by Gakuren, a warrior of Vigara. The oldest of the 5 swords, he practiced Igaran conjuring. Today, we would call his skills magic. Legends say that he would place an object called a terudama in his mouth to perform terrible wonders, the likes few had ever seen. A terudama is what we would call materia. That's right. When the battle had reached a fever pitch, Gakuren received a terrible blow and was on the brink of death. By using his last ounce of willpower, he unleashed a scorching inferno. This last effort allowed the warriors to claim victory. The beast was defeated. Gakuren died knowing what his actions would cause. He was 62 years old. Is the purpose of these statues to keep the door closed? Doesn't matter. Maybe it does, for us to understand what the heck is going on here and all that. Alright, time for the tainted to die in a sec here. Oh, I am tired today. Long day at work today. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. Lots of stuff. That's how it goes. Next week should be a bit easier going, I hope, unless some sort of emergency situation comes up. One can hope. Okay, well. It's Poiple. Okay. Up we go. Another chest for me! Give me another thing that I'm never gonna use. Blue crystal times 200, so I can do more pulls for things that I'll never use. Seal on this statue is held by Lido, a master of the sword and nephew of Dachau, said to have surpassed his uncle. During his journey from Megara, no beast could challenge him. Courageous and daring, he was able to keep the monster at bay almost single-handedly. Even as the beast was engulfed in flames, he clung to them and struck until they were dead, paying no heed to his own burns. On their journey home to warn Megara of the approaching doom, he continued to protect Dachau from other panicking creatures. In his final moments, he appeared as fire incarnate, clad in burning armor. He was 25 when he died. Any monster sealed away by such a warrior isn't to be underestimated. This is my trial. I'd expect nothing less. Yeah, well, they're level 30-some, and you're level 100, so with a broken weapon, so I think you're probably going to be fine. Like, I'm sure that at my current strength, I can see through the rest of this thingamajig. I'm just set to Helical Rising. I should set it to the Flames thing, because it's much more frothy thing. Even though the rising thing is probably like the best gameplay-wise here. I kind of want to set to the other thing. Let's see if I remember to do it here. We shall see. Oh, I'm yawning. I could have easily taken a nap partway through work today. I did not. But I easily could have.